Welcome to Dance Mogul Magazine. We are live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jared, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jerod, SirDance Fewell.
Thank you so much for that. So now we're just gonna go over briefly what your role is at the Elements Dance Convention, and I want you to just share a little bit about your working relationship with Chuck, and what has the experience been like for you, and how does it make you feel connecting with the next generation of up and coming dancers?
Oh, okay. Well, my role here at Elements is just, providing education, to the dancers that are here, especially in my local area that's here and its surrounding. I'm one of the choreographers on the bill, but also me personally, I would love to see, I'm liking to see all the dancers learning, elevating, taking their talents to the next level.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I saw you in your classes. Now, when you're giving or instructing your classes, this is what your mindset is making sure that the dancers understand and not make some of the same mistakes that you made.
Yeah, true. So when I'm teaching, it's about the dancers catching the rhythm, catching the beat, catching whatever I teach them. Yeah, I do pride myself on throwing out the hardest of routine and be like, bam, take that, can you get that? But it was like I had to learn that it's not about teaching the most difficult or whatever. It's cool to challenge the students and the dancers, but it's also better to educate them. You get what I'm saying? So that way they're not walking out like, man, I couldn't get that. Some people, it almost adds a recipe for defeat and discouragement, like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not gonna do it. So, because I've been in that position taking classes where it's like so hard and difficult, and then, the teacher didn't teach it that good. So I walk out like, man, I'm never gonna be able to feel defeated. So it's important to really educate the steps, so that way a dancer can feel like, oh, motivated, or I can do this and I can do that.
And understand the process. So what I'm hearing from you is that based on your experience, you feel that having patience is something that an up-and-coming dancer is going to have to make sure rather that, it's something that they understand clearly, that it's not going to be easy, and that, not to get torn down if they don't catch the step right away.
Right. It's definitely, patience is actually the key. They say that patience is a virtue, right? So it's definitely patience, yeah.
Okay.
You can't speed the process, so.
Thank you for that. Now, I notice your approach to your success, your path to your success involves you working closely with someone like Chuck and some of the other industry choreographers. So you're kind of like doing things in a way that where you're paying homage to them, but you're also putting yourself in an environment to where you're sort of like doing an internship, but it's sort of like at the same time, you're able to learn and help others. So you're doing like sort of like an internship, but yet you're learning, and at the same time, you're helping other people. And so it's like a circular kind of approach to growing yourself. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and I feel like it's definitely important that people and dancers know that it's different ways of making it in so many ways. It's not just one basic way, and I feel like if you're not doing that way, then it's like nothing else is valid. So I just want people to know that it's definitely different ways of going about it. And however, I did it me personally, I did it the right way and the hard way, because being where I'm from and where I'm at, there's not a lot of opportunities. And I will always go and travel, take classes, travel to this audition, to that audition, and doing stuff like that, to where it was like, man, I want something in my town, in my city. So that's why I build, and people like, meeting Chuck and those type of people that come, and it's important to link up with them and have these conversations like, yo, we have to bring something here.
Real world experience.
Real world experience, yeah. So a city that's not, I'll say less fortunate, not in so much poverty, but less fortunate as far as opportunities, yeah. And whereas
you guys are bringing the opportunities to Charlotte.
Yeah.
You're actually bringing people in the industry here, and as the dancers and the audience can see from some of the other interviews that that we share with them, and you're absolutely right. But I want to talk some more about the humility that you have in order to allow yourself to assist, Chuck, because I've known you for some time now, and I see the different roles that you have played, and I think that, it's to be commended, and it's a good example for young people that, that's thinking about having a dance career. So you weren't always in the front. You're willing to, if you need to play a role behind the scenes and help out and learn what goes on with dance behind the scenes. I noticed that you're also willing to do that too.
Right. Because look, this is the thing. Like me personally, I feel like you're not bigger than the situation. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people they want to get to a level, and to get to that level, they're willing to, I'm stepping out in front. Y'all get back there, and not realize it's steps you have to take. You know what I'm saying? So steps you have to take, and it's almost like you have to be kind of like behind.
Yes.
Yeah, so that way you soak
So you
up
could,
all
so
that.
you could be well-rounded in your learning.
Yeah, well-rounded and soak up all the energy, the knowledge. That way, when you get to the front, it's almost like, okay, now I know what to do. Since me, I'm not always in the front. And I don't think, me personally, I don't think I'm just yet in the front.
Yes.
If not side by side, So I'm still learning and educate myself as well, because I love to teach, I love to educate dancers, but at the same time, I love to learn as well. Because I don't think anyone reaches the level to where they know everything,
Yes.
So
Thank you for that. You're at a unique point in your dance career, and I think that you're the perfect person to ask this question too, because the way that I see your dance trajectory is sort of like you're about to turn a corner, because you're growing, at a nice pace. And what I want to know, as far as your processes go, how did it feel for you to take on the role that you actually took on at this convention, which is more of a leadership role where you're out there on the stage and you're actually working with a group of people? Did it feel like what you always wanted it to feel like when you were dreaming about it 5 years ago, or how many ever years ago that you wanted this, and it actually came to where you can actually do it? Did it feel like how you wanted it to feel?
Man, that is a great question, because that's a great question, because I definitely feel like the way I felt, 5 years ago, was like, man, I want to be this teacher, I want to be this dancer, this choreographer. And fast forward,
You're doing
it come to pass, and I'm doing it, and it felt refreshing, it felt great. Like you said, I'm reaching a certain level, about to turn a corner, and I'm ready to turn that corner, and then, I'm ready to turn the corner.
So
with people behind me,
it feels like how you anticipated it that it would feel. It feels good to you, and you're connecting with it.
Right. So I taught Friday night, and being up there, it was like, they had the lights on me,
Yes.
and everything like that. So when I was like sitting there, I'm like, teaching and just looking down, it's like, I feel like, I'm not saying that I made it and I'm here.
No. But it's a stepping stone, and at
yeah.
some point you wanted to do this, and now you're actually doing it. So it's a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's definitely on the board. So I checked that off, but I have many more. But it's one of the
But I just wanted to ask you that, because I know that young dancers, everybody, we all have these dreams and visions in our head, and at some point when we achieve these things, it has to create a feeling, a sense of a pride and accomplishment within ourselves. And I just wanted to actually ask you that question at this convention, the second of 2 conventions that Element has had so far, because there's going to be more coming up, and you're going to take on a different role, as time goes on. So I want the young people to be able to follow you, so that way they can see that it started off with a dream, and now the dream actually came true, to a certain point, and of course the dream continues, to grow and so forth, and you're living it.
Yeah, and it's like Biggie said, it was all a dream.
Yes.
And that's where it started. And I feel like even though you dream, and just because the dream doesn't happen the next day, you dream overnight. So you want it to happen overnight. It doesn't. Man, this took a long time. So I feel like I paid my dues, because being where I'm from, it's not that many opportunities, like I said, so I had to travel out and going there, and I learned from those experiences. And just can't give up.
It makes you appreciate it because you worked so hard for it, right? And you're more grateful for it.
And no one can tell you how to do it. You know, you have to find your niche. You have to find your network. You have to find your lane, and go down it.
Yes.
Because if you're going through a lane where everybody else is going, guess what? You know, if you're on the highway, there's traffic, right?
Yes.
You can't budge over, or the person that's in front of you, you can't go through them. You
Yeah.
have to what? Get over to the next lane that's open.
Yes.
So you have to find your lane and go. So I would just say you can't give up on your dreams. You know, even though it's not happening fast enough, you still have to manifest those things.
Yes,
Yeah?
continue to work towards it and put the energy and the focus towards it.
Yes,
And I
sir.
want to ask this final question in regards to that thought. Do you feel a sense of responsibility? See, so you experience the joy of that dream coming true, in the sense that it did, but do you also feel, based on the fact that you're taking on a different role, a sense of responsibility to the young people and the next generation that you are now entrusted in your care with? Do you feel a sense of responsibility with the pride and joy?
Oh man, most definitely. It's almost like being a parent. You know, when you have a kid and your kid acts up in public, and the people are going to look back and turn to you and like, okay, why is your child acting like that? So it's that type of responsibility. We're parents when we're in the dance studio, in the industry, and we're teaching. We're almost like parents. So we have to take control of the kids. Maybe dancers is insecure. So before they step into the class. So we take on that, we take on their confidence. It's just a lot of things at stake, and we don't even realize that. So I'm not saying everybody don't, but sometimes we just get in, we just want to dance and do this, but it comes with that. It's almost like the parent role, so we have to mold the dancer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's good. That's
so
good.
I feel like it's that type of responsibility.
Yes, and that's exactly, when I see you and I see, how you're young and you're still connected to the youth yourself, I see how, that's something important that I feel the next generation needs to understand, that it's not just about your own personal dreams, me, but, you also got to be willing to give back. But when you are giving back, like you're saying, that you have to be responsible and, extend a hand to the next generation.
Exactly. It's almost like you say with the no child left behind thing.
Yes.
Like, because I feel like, especially for the new generations, just want to say, the new generation to say that, like you said, it can't be a me, because I don't think anyone made it to this or their level, their top level, without a helping hand.
Yes.
Someone had to reach back and pull them up. So once you make it, to a certain point, you have to pay it forward, you know what I'm saying? So reach back and, give a helping hand. So I'm not,
You're doing that.
Whichever level I get to, I'm
You're
definitely
doing
going to do that.
And I see that in you. I've always seen that in your personality. And so the Charlotte, certainly, is good to have you and individuals such as yourself. You're going to be working diligently in the background with the assistance of Chuck and the other choreographers to continue to bring the opportunities to Charlotte and just the world in general. And it's a good, positive energy. And I just want to thank you for that.
Oh, man, thank you.
Okay, so in closing, we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to let you get the final word. I just want to know, what did you want the young people to take away from your experience with them this weekend? What is the message that you wanted them to take away outside of the dance disciplines that you taught them? What do you want them to mentally take away?
Good question. Something I have to sit back and ponder on. But no, just to take away, like, okay, I'm just put myself in this situation so that way it can almost like be relatable. To take away from elements is just what I want the dancers to take away from it is definitely that self-righteousness, like, oh, I can do this, dreams do come true, and never walk away discouraged. And a lot of people, oh, damn, they look at the bill like, oh, I can't do all that, they're too decorative. No, but that's why they're here. They're here to learn and to teach. So you just come in and soak up all that energy and the knowledge, and hopefully that builds you a stable to be like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this. And to go at not even dance, just in life, to go at everything wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? Because it starts from here. If this, I mean, I tell people this, you have to lead with the heart. You know, the heart leads it because that's the passion and everything. Because if you lead with the brain or anything else, I mean, it's cool to think it from here, but it has to start. It has to come from here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So just lead with the heart and passion in anything and everything you do, and I'm gonna keep God first, and I promise you, you'll be successful.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate it, and I just want to extend much success to you in
Oh,
your
thank you so
future.
much.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure we'll have many more sit
Oh, yeah.
downs,
Oh, yeah.
such as this. Thank you so
Because you know,
much.
it's where it all started.
Thank
Dance
you.
Mobile Magazine.
Thanks.